So on this video, now that there's a little bit more light, I apologize for my previous video, but I wasn't expecting to have a little bit more light at this time. So here we are. I'll eventually stop talking about the light, probably after the solstice. Anyway, or the lack thereof. I did a swap with the fabulous Patsy at Patsy's Mystical Musings. I will link her channel below. And she sent me Influence of the Angels Tarot. I'd seen it, but it's really, I'd seen it on YouTube, but it's really different when you hold it and you actually, you know, are able to really look at each card. Beautiful box. This is by Jody Boginski-Barbesi, or Boginski-Barbesi. Influence of the Angels. It's US Games. It's a nice box like the Golden Wheel, which is interesting. I find that they don't do this box for, well, that I know of, for like many of their decks. It's got this nice red interior, red-orange interior. It comes with these two cards here. So you have the Minor Arcana suit meanings and the Minor Arcana number meanings. I love the backs on these cards. As you can see, they're very glossy. Well, it's okay. Here's the guidebook, which is quite chubby. I haven't looked at it yet. I just received this in the mail, I want to say yesterday or Friday. And yeah, I was pretty excited. So thank you, Patsy. She put a Christmas card in, and I'm perfectly happy that it's previously loved. So I'm happy. If you're wanting to swap with me, if you're out there and you're wanting to swap with me, I'm perfectly happy to receive previously loved decks. Just putting that out there. All right, so I love the backs on these. I know I already said it, but so beautiful. I'll do a full flip through, even though you've probably seen this deck many times. Maybe if you're watching me, you haven't seen this deck, so I don't want to assume. I just thought I'd, pull off another video before I really, for real and for true, have to go get ready to go to work. And my only criticism of this deck, well, my main criticism of this deck is the gold gilding, not the aesthetics of it, because I think the gold gilding really suits the deck. This is a gold gilding I've never encountered before. It's extremely sharp. Basically, the edges of the cards feel raised, and the gold gilding is almost like a dull blade. It's really, and maybe I'm ultra sensitive. I wash my hands 100 times a day, so my hands are already the skin on my hands is already quite sensitive, and I'm fussy and whatever, and but yeah, the edges on these are quite sharp, and I think this will be the first ever deck, because I love the imagery, and I love everything else about it, just the gilding. I think this is the first time I'm ever going to go through the painstaking project of shaving off just the gold gilding. I don't know when I'm going to do it, because I imagine that's quite labor intensive, because in order not to take any of the borders off, I imagine it's going to be quite the job. But yeah. So here we are. So this is Influence of the Angels. So there's an angel in every card. It's a tarot. And I'm just going to do a flip through. I love the border. The borders really suit the artwork beautifully. I love the font on the bottom. I took my time and I had researched, I think it's the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. And this one won out as, going on my wish list. So I guess this also counts as a deck I crossed off my wish list in 2019. Now this one's widely available and I could have ordered it, but it's kind of, I don't know. There's something special about swapping for a deck. I always end up really loving the decks that I swap for or, obtain from other people. I think it's because it carries the energy of the interaction with that person. It carries that person's energy. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I'm wired. But I really love the art. Of course, it's like, it's this is like art collage kind of. It's taken from real art, and then it's artistically massaged into the image for the tarot. I love this for death. The devil card, I don't know, makes me chuckle. I like it. But yeah, I don't think there's the only card, and I don't even think that, like, the only card I thought that was that's kind of outside of the art style is this one. It's the star. This new age angel and dolphin situation, and like this whole blue thing. I think that's the only card that when I flipped through it, I thought, oh, that doesn't quite fit the aesthetic of this deck, but you know me, I can always find something to be critical about. It's my Virgo. It's my Virgo rising asserting itself. Okay, this too has a bit of a. No, this one's. I like this card. I don't know. There's something. The warmth of the color, like the borders. The warmth of the borders is why I would. This is not a deck I would trim down to just the image, just because I love the outer borders. I love the colors. I love the font of the titles. It just suits it so well. But the edges are sharp. No other deck I have mass-produced, and I have like mass-produced decks for the most part, right, with gold gilding, are this terribly sharp. This is, like, I'm telling you, the edges are raised. You can probably even see it. The gilding is thicker than the card. I like this Eight of Wands. I love the look on this guy's face. I don't know, I find this to be a very elegantly executed angel tarot. I like that it's the influence of the angels. There are angels present, but they are not the subject or the people. See, there's the angel right there at the front of the horse, on the horse's chest. I love the energy of this deck. I'm really looking forward to working with it, but honestly, I'm not gonna, it's not to sound like a big baby, but really the edges are sharp. It's very unpleasant to work with. It's very unpleasant to touch these cards and to shuffle them. So I will be making the effort, but that's going to have to be on a day where I have time to, or it's going to have to be a multiple day process where, I work on it slowly because I don't want to accidentally shave off more than just the gilding, and I've never done it before, so oh God, wish me luck. But I love the faces. I love the imagery. I love the color palette. I love this Ten of Swords. It's a knight, but look, he's facing the horizon where it looks like the sun may be setting or the sun may be rising. It's and again, I think I mentioned this in a recent video, how for me it's very hard to adopt a new tarot deck into the fold because I hate myself, I'm so fussy. Or I hate myself for being so fussy, but it's really hard for me to adopt a new tarot deck. And this one, of course, as you can see, it follows Rider-Waite pretty closely. You know, it's very closely. So it's, you know, it's for those of us who've been reading Rider-Waite for a dog's age, it's readable straight out of the box. Yeah. Some, you know, some of the cards look a little funky. Like this one looks a little funky in terms of you have the background and then the glued on personage and angel and stuff, and Eight of Cups being my favorite card in tarot, this was a little disappointing, but I'm trying to have a sense of humor about it. This guy reminds me of, I don't know, I see Jon Favreau. You know, like Jon Favreau, like, you know, beefed up and dressed up like this with that facial hair. Sorry, got distracted looking at the card instead of showing you. The facial expressions crack me up. I love that the King of Cups, I'm not sure if this is from a real painting of Dante Alighieri, but I see Dante in this, and I love that. Like, I don't know if it's from a painting that's supposed to be of Dante, but I see Dante. And some of these cards so elegantly, like this one, so elegantly portray the meaning of the card. And then some add a different facet, a different layer to the meaning. So that was my flip through of Influence of the Angels Tarot by Jody Boginski-Barbesi, or Boginski-Barbesi, and yeah, so I guess the next time you see me showcase this tarot deck, it'll be after I remove the gilding, because oh my god, it's like just holding it right now, it's cutting into my skin. So yeah, I know. Shut up, Grace. We've heard you already. Thanks for tuning in. I'm wishing you all a beautiful day. Bye-bye.